Well, welcome once again to the Content Hub sponsored by HP. My name is Adrian Hughes, and I invite you to join us for what is an exciting interview with Mr. Aditya Sahaya. He is joining us today from Prologix Distribution. Could you give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome, Mr. Aditya.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Adrian, for calling me. It's really been a pleasure.
Great. We're happy you're here. So tell us about Prologix. Tell us about what you're doing here at GITEX 2014.
Sure. Prologix has a really exciting story. We started life off really small in '98 as a system integration company. It was in 2006 that we actually broke out and became a full-fledged distribution company.
Okay.
We started life primarily in two domains, wireless and test equipment. The market at that point of time was pretty much just picking up on wireless. A lot of people wanted to roll out wireless networks, indoor, outdoor, but there were several challenges. I mean, it was easy to get a box,
right,
but it was not easy to translate that into a full-fledged solution. Partners were struggling with that. They needed a wire to come and with the expertise, who could work with them to make these projects a reality. So that's really how we started it. And then we were heavily invested in wireless. We realized that there has to be a method to test these networks. Because you can roll out all the networks you want, but until you can't evaluate them, you test them, you really can't deliver.
Exactly.
So that's how we got it in. And we primarily still continue to specialize in these two verticals. Okay, wireless is essentially what we do. So we specialize in backhauling, and we do indoor wireless as well. We here at GITEX primarily this year, we've come along with all our vendors. So we represent Triangle Systems, which come from the US, which is primarily a 6 to 40 gigahertz microwave systems manufacturer. And when you say microwave, you think of your box at home, right?
We do think about that.
Essentially, this is what is ensuring that all of us, use this 4G on our phone. They provide these heavy backbone packets which ensure that all of us, when we are here, we're all using a data, is still getting enabled because they provide that backhaul system to those base stations which enable the distribution of bandwidth.
Well, that's fantastic. So, when we talk about wireless, we talk about testing, you're absolutely right. It's not just a box. There's so much that goes on behind the wireless box, and that's what you help your clients manage, right? You put together solutions for them to help manage all of their wireless integration systems. So tell us about a few of your clients. Tell us about what solutions that you've worked on for them.
Well, we've worked with a gamut of customers here. Now, if you look specifically at the UAE, I like to talk about the Department of Finance. We work with Abu Dhabi customers. Okay, so we've basically been connecting their remote locations together. Now, these are places, where they needed high amounts of data because they were transferring the data between these remote locations to the main center, and from there on backhauling this data to the data center. So they needed a multi-gigabit connectivity. We ensured that this happened. Okay, we've been working with a lot of law enforcement companies as well. Okay, so basically what happens is when you're doing a CCTV backhauling, you have a lot of cameras spread across all over the city.
Right.
All right, and these cameras then need to congregate at a single location. Now, cabling every single point is really not effective, right?
Exactly.
You might not get access, you might not have the cable there, you might not have the last mile. That's where it comes in wireless. So we have an access system which gives you the last mile wireless. You're able to connect the cameras up to the wireless or the CPEs, connect that back to the base stations, and then backhaul them to the command control center. So we're working with several law enforcement companies. We've just agreed with our partners in Bahrain, projects for Bahrain Defense.
Wow.
Okay, there's been a major rollout to them. We've just done the connectivity between Bahrain Defense and the US Navy, which has just got executed.
Fantastic.
So we're working on several projects across the region. Being in communication, some of them are sensitive. I wouldn't be able to name them, but I can assure you that it's happening all across.
That is really exciting. And to your point, we have so much information that's spread across so many locations, but being able to transmit that information in a smart manner, in a very effective manner, back to a central location, you can help your clients to do these types of things.
True. Because when you look at it now, we're moving towards the Internet of Things, right? It's here, right? And if you look at it, the way we interact, we are all using social media heavily. Okay, we are all using Twitter, we are using Facebook, we are using LinkedIn, we are using YouTube. Okay, and we all interact with it on a daily basis. What we don't understand is what goes at the back of the network to ensure that all of these services are delivered. So if you don't have those network components, if you don't have the network access, you're not going to be able to do it. And here in UAE, we are very fortunate that you have a huge FTTH rollout. We've got fiber almost everywhere.
Right.
So we're working with several wireless ISPs in Africa where the last mile just does not exist. The last mile needs to get created. The cost of infrastructure, the cost per bit to roll out fiber per kilometer then to connect the network is very high and the time to market is very low.
Yes.
What we do is we cut down the time to market. We help them roll out a backbone network. We help them roll out an access network and basically get into business in a very short amount of time. I mean, we've had companies going online in less than 3 months.
Wow, in less than 3 months. So, to your point, what would normally take years to roll out
the
fiber and tons of money and time and equipment, you all can cut down, save time, as well as save money for those clients.
Absolutely, and we have some very good case scenarios in Iraq as well, where there were existing networks were destroyed, new networks need to be built in, but the time for the physical network is very long. We ensure that using wireless, we deliver this network really fast.
That is fantastic, and that's exactly what folks are looking for, especially even here at Giantech's, the technology conference this week. We're looking for ways to do things quicker, more efficiently, more effectively than before. So last question, I ask this question to everyone who comes through the Content Hub. Innovation. We're all here this week. We want to collaborate and we want to innovate. What does innovation mean to you?
All right, good question. Well, essentially in my mind, when I think of business, there are essentially two things. Business is about marketing. Business is about innovation.
Yes.
Innovation is a big word, right? It's not about just inventing something new. I think it's a lot to do with execution as well, right?
Yes.
So innovation and execution, in being able to deliver in the right manner, in being able to build those systems wherein you are able to execute better, has a lot to do with innovation. So sure, we will want to invent new things, we will want to do R&D, and we will have a lot of innovation coming in. But how does innovation touch us every day? By executing things better. As long as we are able to do that and we continue to innovate, I think we are all on the right path.
That is fantastic. So, according to Aditya Sahaya from Prologix Distribution, innovation is not just about new ideas, but it's about executing those ideas efficiently and effectively. And that's something that you've shown and you've delivered for clients over and over again. So I want to thank Mr. Aditya for joining us today. We're here at the Content Hub, sponsored by HP, with interviews like this one every hour on the hour. So come back and join us again. Please give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. Aditya.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. It was a pleasure.